Cześć, jestem mozomenku, a to jest kolejny odcinek ze Stasia. I jak pamiętacie pewnie, albo nie, bo dawno nie było w ogóle filmów. Dlatego, że no jakoś tak, nie wiem, nie miałem w ogóle ochoty na nagrywanie. Pamiętam z tego, co były jakieś przyciski. Żadny, nawet ten wciskanie po kolei ani od tyłu nic nie dało, więc w tym odcinku mieliśmy iść do tego. Żywie, że nie działało, dlatego, że trzeba włączyć to, później tam włączyć, dopiero można przyciskać i będzie działało. Ale nie, sprawdźcie. Pójdźmy tu. Się boję. Rzeczywiście zamknę. Mogę je zamknąć? Mogę, nie zamykają się dobrze. Tu jest jakiś... Wow, mogę kłócać, nawet nie wiedziałem. Ale jest szybkie.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Chyba nie ma kursora. Ale nie wiem. Włączmy.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You
Czyli
wanted to control this
trójka.
world, that's fine.
Wcisnę
But I'm
trójkę
going to
Miłego.
destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Chyba coś się stało. O, i znowu jesteśmy w tym samym miejscu, ale zaczekajcie chwilkę. Dobra, witajcie po przerwie, tak. I ta przerwa była troszkę długa. No, z tego względu, iż nie wiem co się stało, nie nagrało się, bo wcześniej chcąc nacisnąć przycisk z nagrywania, byłem w frapsa włączonego. No i jak zacząłem nagrywać, to nie sprawdziłem, czy na pewno się nagrywa. Jakoś tak wyszło, więc muszę to, co robiłem tam, nagrać jeszcze raz, o ile teraz to zadziała. I nie będzie już innego scenariusza. A jak będzie, na to trudno. Ale dobra. Wyjdźmy
All of
stąd.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Nie,
Stanley
jest chyba to
decided to
samo.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Te drzwi. Tutaj chyba kiedyś później się wchodzi. Mogę tutaj? W ogóle nie mogę.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nic nie ma. Czy ten komputer nie był tutaj? Może ten pokój. Tutaj pewnie też kiedyś będziemy przechodzić. To było 4B9 czy... No 4B9, a tutaj 8B9. Nie mam pojęcia.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here,
Jestem
drinking it all
narożnikiem.
in.
Dobra, idźmy stąd.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nie. Pójdę tu.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Jak widać, mnie nie zwolniono, że jestem partnerem pracownikiem i po prostu cię nie lubię. O.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but
Ostatnio
you
poszedłem
all
tam,
this time.
ale nie chce mi się tam
There's
iść
someone you've
drugi
been
raz na,
neglecting, Stanley.
teraz na odcinku,
Someone
po
you
prostu,
forgot.
więc
What?
pójdę tu.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a
Ogólnie tam było
chance.
coś z żoną. Nie będę wam mówił. Pewnie z kilka odcinków to tam pójdę i... Mogę zamknąć drzwi? Chyba się zamknę. Nie mogę wejść? Nie. Spójrzmy tu. Tu. Może pojawi, nie mogę wyjść. Może...
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Hehe, nie.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Niebieskie ja wolę.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the...
Ja chcę
All right,
do
fine, go
niebieskich
ahead,
drzwi.
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Widzisz? Poluję.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
Ściana
And in the end, it was
127,
all for nothing.
128.
Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me, you give me absolutely nothing
Drzewka
so
umiejętności.
far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
Okay.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Aha. Dobra. Nie. To zostawię na kolejny odcinek. Mi się coś wydaje, bo to może być długie... O, tam to wyrwało. I okna wstawili, nie było okien. Bo wolę... 512.384. Bo wolę, żeby nie było tak, że długie, później się okaże, że nie mogę tego wyłączyć i on będzie mówił i odcinek będzie trwał 25 minut. A teraz już jest tak, myślę, że z 10, więc no... Nie chcę tego, żeby było to tak długie, bo wolę to szybciej wrzucić, bo dawno nic nie wrzucałem, więc... Znaczy ostatnio wrzuciłem, ale tak to przez tamten tydzień prawie w ogóle nic nie wrzuciłem. O Boże, mój mikrofon już się walnął. No, także do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku przygód Stasia. No i cześć. Znaczy jeszcze komentujcie, subskrybujcie, łapkujcie i teraz dopiero mogę powiedzieć. Na razie.